Hey, so in this video today, I wanted to talk to you about the whole process when sourcing your product with the help of a sourcing agent. Okay, so I just want to kind of, maybe I'm even comparing what it would be if you would have to do it yourself versus having an agent. Because in the last videos this week, we really spoke about how to find a sourcing agent, how to make sure they're reliable, how do you test an agent to really make sure you have the best agent possible, what sourcing agents actually are. So make sure to check out these videos here. Subscribe to this channel because we're doing so many things about selling your product, sourcing your product, profiting from your product that you should know and you have to know to really be successful, quit your job and start your private label business. So the whole process working with a sourcing agent. Usually when you work yourself without an agent, your process is that you kind of, first you have to know what's your product, right? You know, kind of what's the product that you want. And then you make a description of what your product is. Okay, so, and what's important to your product. So if you have glasses, you want to note in the description, what's the quality of the glass? How thick should the glass be? Should it be etched? Should the printing be inside or outside? Should there be any things engraved? Do you want to have your logo on it? All of these things, make a list, make a very nice, simple descriptions that's super easy to understand. Okay, so to make a test of that, just give it to a 7-year-old, give it, or an 8-year-old, let them read it or read it to them, and then see if they understand it. If they understand it, it's perfect. If they don't understand it, tweak it. Okay, you have to make that so simple that it's 100% clear what's in that. Okay, that's the very first step. Make a product description, no matter if you're sourcing yourself or with an agent. Then step 2 is to give this description out to your agent. So you discuss this with your agent. It takes around an hour. Okay, so you make the description, you send it to your agent, and then you speak to your agent and see if they understand it. Maybe they have some questions, maybe something wasn't clear. You have to make sure that they understand everything that's in there, so you can ask them some questions too. And just make sure that all of the things that really, that everything is clear. If you do it yourself, now you have to do that with multiple suppliers on Alibaba. You have to find the supplier that looks good to you. You have to filter them. You have to contact them. You have to send them all of these things in email. Discuss this with them in chat. It takes forever to go back and forth. It takes forever. But if you have the agent, it just takes you an hour. So usually I always use around 40 hours just to be on the point where I knew the supplier understood everything. And where I was at the point that they gave me quotations and answered all my questions that I wanted, 40 hours. With the agent, it's just 1 hour because you discuss that with them, you send it to the agent, and then they reach out to suppliers. They discuss it with the suppliers. They do all the work for you. They put in the hours. Okay, that's the second step basically. Very first, make a description, and then second, discuss it with your agent. And then the third thing that you want to do is the supplier gets you quotes back. You want to look through those quotes and then decide which of these quotes look good to get a sample. I recommend you to get a sample for each anyway. Okay, because sometimes the pictures are misleading, sometimes the higher priced product, or sometimes the lowest priced product has the best quality. So you can never really judge by the prices. And then we come to step number 4 is getting samples. So asking your agent, hey, now that we have the quotes, please get me samples from each of these suppliers. Have all these samples sent to your agent. Don't ask your agent to order the sample from the factory, send it to you. That's going to be really, really expensive and you're going to waste so much money on those samples because most of the sample costs is the shipping. Okay, so ask your agent to get you samples from each. Send to your agent so they can bundle it and send it all to you in one shipment. Then at step number 5, you make an assessment. You have the quotes, you have the samples in hand, and then you make an assessment and pick your supplier. That's the next thing you should do. That's the only thing really you need to find your supplier. Okay, you have the quality of the sample, you have the quotes next to it, and then you choose. And what kind of samples there are available? Make sure to check out one of these videos because we speak in detail about what 3 kinds of samples there are. And the next step, what you do, after you chose your supplier, you go back to the agent and say, this is the supplier I want. Please negotiate a price, and also please now get me a sample that's customized. So get me a sample that has my logo on it, packaging, the color changes, all of that stuff. The agent goes back, does all of that, communication with the supplier, calls them on the phone, tells them what you need exactly for your product. They gotta make it, they send a sample to your agent, and then your agent can validate it. They send you a picture and say, well, the red socks you ordered turned out pink. Okay, then the agent has to go back and forth, get multiple rounds of samples until you have the final sample that you actually wanted. Have that sent to you when the agent makes a picture and it actually looks the way you want it. Have that sent to you. You have a look at it. You see if everything is alright. Make sure that every detail on the sample is the way you want it. If that's not the case, go back to the agent and say, hey agent, it's not 100% how we want it. This and this need to change. And then the agent has to go back and get you actually the golden sample, the final thing. Then before you place an order, you ask your agent to make an order agreement. Okay, so make an agreement, help you to write an agreement, a purchase agreement, right? You pay the factory directly 30% deposit to start producing it. Okay, and then during the production time, the agent can check in with them sometimes to make sure that the production time that they promised is the actual production time that's going to be done by the factory, right? Sometimes they say, oh, we're going to produce it in 2 weeks, and then it actually takes 30 days, right? So make sure that your agent follows up with them, speak with your agent, kind of what's the next steps, and already have your agent get you a shipping quote. So now that you know kind of what date the product's going to be finished, all of these things, so make sure you get shipping quotations so you can already look for a forwarder. Then next, once your product is done, before you put your 70% net payment down, before you do that, ask your agent to help you arrange a quality control. And then that should be a third-party control. Don't rely on the quality control of the factory, okay? Have the agent get a third party, come into the factory, check all of your goods, check all of your products, and then see kind of if get the feedback, get the report back if everything's all right, if something's not all right. If something's not all right, now is a time where you made the really, really, really smart choice to go with an agent. Because if something didn't go right, now the agent can go back and communicate with the factory and say, well, look, this and this didn't go right, so what do we do? Either we just take the goods that weren't the way as expected out, and we only pay the rest from the net payment, or you have to reproduce the whole thing, or like there's some sort of agreement that you can do. Important here though, it's only possible if you didn't pay your full net payment yet, and if you have an agent that can really communicate with that supplier for you. Okay, because they're going to try to cut every little corner they can. But the agent, if you have a reliable agent, they can really help you here. Usually, though, everything is all right. But you have to take these precautions because if you ship your product and then you realize when the product lands that something's wrong, well, then you have a problem, right? So make sure that's kind of taken care of. Then the agent arranges the shipping, you get a tracking number, and next time you hear from your products are when your products arrive at your doorstep or at the Amazon warehouse or wherever you want to have them. So that's basically the whole process of working through sourcing your product in China with a sourcing agent. That's the fastest way that you can do it. There's only one faster way if you hire us to do it, because then you don't have to take care of any of this. You just tell us what you need, and I give you updates from my team when they source the product for you. Just, find out more about that in the description. Make sure that you like this video and share this video if you like it. And please leave me a comment. Let me know what you want to hear next about. You can ask me anything about, sourcing, e-commerce, profiting from your product, selling your product, selling it on Amazon, selling it in sales funnels, whatever you really want to hear more about. Or maybe you need a little bit of help about kind of your mental thing, going into, your own physical product business. What does it take? What's cash flow like? What to expect, when can you quit your job, all of these things. Also make sure to check out other videos of this channel because you're going to find a lot of things that will help you to start your business and profit from your own private label business. Thank you for watching this video, and I catch you tomorrow.